Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here from the beautiful Eldora Speedway as the Friday Night Lights season finale about to get underway. These drivers are getting ready to play here this afternoon. I can't thank you guys enough for coming in, showing the love, and tuning in to watch some amazing racing action here this Friday afternoon. As the street stocks out there on the racetrack, they are laying down their qualifying lap times. Everybody looking for the fastest lap out there on the speedway to try to put themselves into what could be a winning position here this afternoon. As the E&D Farms Papa Mike Promotions number 84 right out there on the speedway, Bryce Dickinson looking for a good lap here, looking to try to set himself up for a great day here at the racetrack. Same with Jim Revis out there in the DWR iRacing iFlag JRE machine as he's currently out there on the track. Same with the Precision Auto Bodies. Throttle Down Motorsports number 34. It's the Big D machine of Dustin Benton out there on the racetrack. The Mad Dog, the Tommy Gun Customs 2020 ride of Philip Sexton, Jeremy Sexton, the other 2020 ride out there on the racetrack out on the speedway, both putting down some good lap times. As Chad Puterbo, we do see the 71 ride, another beautiful looking paint scheme here for the Blackbird Racing Tommy Gun Custom 71 ride of Joseph Pratt with a great looking ride, a beautiful looking paint scheme out there on the racetrack. Another 2020 machine, the Sexton's Paint and Body Tommy Gun Customs number 2020 ride of Jacob Sexton, also out there on the racetrack. T-Jack Tyler Jackson out on the speedway as well. The Black Diamond Mafia Tommy Gun Customs Jules A Speed Shop at number 8 ride. That is Tyler Jackson out there on the speedway right now. T-Jack gonna jump up into position number 2. It's Jeremy Sexton though with the quick time here in qualifying. Philip Sexton currently third fastest with Dustin Benton. Chad Puterbo our top 5. Bryce Dickinson, Brandon Van Houten, Jim Revis, and Jeremy Akins our top 9 here on the speedway. Charles Davis now into the 10th spot. Joseph Pratt still waiting for him to complete a lap here, see where he can get lined up. Same with Tyler Brickford out there in the Wilson Motorsports number 07 ride, looking to lay down a quick time here in this one as well. Is Black Phoenix coming in, showing the love. How are you, brother? Coming in, so mashing that thumbs up here on the broadcast. Mama Bear, Susie Dickinson coming in, showing the love. How are you, Mama Bear? Mama Bear with the heart reaction here on the broadcast, showing the love here in this one. Jeremy Vaughn Racing coming in with that thumbs up on the broadcast as well. How are you, Jeremy? How are you, Black Phoenix? How are you, Mama Bear? Hopefully, you guys are having yourselves a wonderful Friday. The weekend finally here. The weekend, it's finally here. We've been working for the weekend, and it's finally shown up, and it is absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to sleep in tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot of fun here tomorrow afternoon, man. I can't wait to hop in and jump in and be able to just kind of sit back, relax, chillax, and have a nice, easy day. But we're going to get everybody up and ready here in just a few more moments. We're going to get these drivers out there onto the racetrack for our first of, I do believe, 2 heat races here this afternoon. Everybody will make it into the show. Nobody's going to go home, but we have a 100-lap feature event here this evening. So 100 laps for these drivers to really work on their rides, to really try to work their way to the front of the field and trying to hang on to their rides and looking to see if they can put themselves into victory lane. 100 laps here around Eldora. It's a long time. That's a lot of laps. It's a lot of corners. It's a lot of turns and a lot of beating and banging. And there's a ton of different possibilities on how things could go for these drivers this afternoon. But you really got to be just careful out there early on the racetrack. As Mama Bear says, hello, my boy Aaron. Hello, Mama Bear. How are you? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day. Jeremy says it's a full moon Friday football night. Oh, baby. Let's go. That's what's up right there, brother. That's what's up right there. A full moon Friday night of football, brother. That is That is creme de la creme right there. Yo, racing Jason Fontaine, my boy Jason coming in, showing the love here in this one with the like on the stream. And Jason coming in right out of the gate with the big D of the day. Racing Jason Fontaine, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up here for Mr. Racing Jason. Let's get a hashtag 1J in the chat right now for Racing Jason Fontaine coming in with the 50-star dono as Jim Revis is setting up a new server piece. Wait, we're getting a new server? What in the world? What's going on here? Oh no. Oh no. Did Dustin break the lobby? Did Dustin break the lobby? Oh gosh. That's not good. That's not good. Not a hot way to start. Ty says, setting up a new server. Perfect. 1J in the house, says Racing Jason. Yes, Sirski. Let's get a hashtag 1J, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see him fly in the chat. 1J for Jason Fontaine, my boy coming in, showing the big love here in this one. The 50-star dono, setting it off here this afternoon as Chad Pooterboat, Chad coming in with the like on the stream. I appreciate that, Chad, coming in, dropping a thumbs up here on the broadcast as well as first round of playoffs. Jeremy. Oh, okay. Playoffs, what is it? What type of playoffs is it, brother? What type of playoffs is it? Obviously for football, like, is it the same as like, I don't know, what conference? Like, what conference, what level are you watching at? Is it like high school? Is it, I don't think it'd be college football. Is it already college football? I feel like they still have a few more weeks left before they start to get into any of their big bowls or anything else. That's an interesting one. John Schmidt says, it's go time. It is go time, Mr. Schmidt. It is go time. And now, I do believe that this server is a little bit messed up here. That is an unfortunate break. I don't know what Dustin may have gotten wrong, but nonetheless, we will go back here. We will leave the session and hope that everything is good. State Championship 1A High School. Okay. Hey, you know what, man? That's still going to be a great show. A great show, some great football being played. Obviously, up here in Canada, football is not as big as what it is down there in the U.S. I mean, I can only tell from, a personal experience from what people have told me and obviously the level of support that, high schools get. And then obviously we see TV shows and movies and stuff like that. And it seems, football is, football, baseball really seem to be, the big sports growing up in the U.S., especially down the southern states and everything else, man. Those seem to be the really big ones. Hockey, not that big, but when you get up to like the northern states, when you get into like North Dakota, you get into Michigan, Detroit, where else here? There's a lot of those northern states that are pretty good into hockey now. What is Minnesota? They got a lot of good hockey programs and stuff, and they're starting to spread more and more. Hockey's starting to become a little bit bigger in other areas as well. Do bear with us here. So I do believe there's another session that's being created right now. So I don't know what's wrong with this one, but there's something wrong with this one, and they're getting ready to make a new session here, and we're gonna be hopping in there. We're gonna be getting ready for the racing here in just a little bit, but for right now, this session is currently a little messed up. Mama Bear coming in, showing the love with that hashtag 1J. I appreciate that, Mama Bear. John Schmidt coming in as well with the like on the stream. How are you, John? How are you, Mr. Schmidt? Coming in, showing the love here this afternoon. As we're going to get these drivers ready to roll, we're going to get ready to go to battle here in just a couple more moments. We'll get ready to set them loose. We'll get ready to go to Green Flag Racing here. Now, I don't know. I'm sure if one of the boys are still watching, is it still going to be in the league sessions, or is it going to be in a hosted session? That's the big question right now. I want to make sure that we're in the right place, looking for the right thing here. As right now we're kind of sitting in limbo, chat. But we got some things we could probably try to talk about. Let me see if we can pull up our standings here real quick. I do believe they're just done by iRacing. Let me see here. Seasons, I think we're in Friday Night Lights Season 3, I do believe. Yes, I do believe that's it. Alrighty, so there you go. I do believe that is the points. I'm not sure if these are completely accurate or not, but Dustin Benton does have a enormous points lead. I do believe these are accurate points. So right now, Dustin Benton coming in here looking to pick up the championship in the Friday Night Lights. Jeremy Sexton quite a ways behind him here, more than 100 points back. Jim Revis, Bryce Dickinson sitting there in 4th. Eric L'Oreal, our top 5. Then we see Chad Puderbo, Tyler Brickford, Brandon Van Houten, Joseph Pratt, Jeremy Aikens, our top 10. Now, I do believe the points are so sporadic and go up and down. There's been a lot of drivers that have unfortunately missed, a night or multiple nights out here on the Speedway, and I do believe that Dustin has been here for pretty much every single one of these races, and I actually would show you how many races they've started. It shows you the average start and the average finish, but doesn't show you the average, it shows you wins, but I don't know, there's a lot of races, a lot of different winners. You see T-Jack, Tyler Jackson, he's got 3 wins himself, average start 3rd, average finish 4th. You think he'd be right up there in there as Dustin just put in Discord, just posted, guys, be up soon, only 5 minutes of practice, so hurry up. Okay, perfect. Good to hear that. Now, is it in, if anyone can, I think it's about to go up. Yeah, perfect. I did see that, Ty, I did see that. I just saw Dustin posted there in the Discord about it. Now, is it going to be in a hosted session, or is it going to be in a league session? I don't know. Maybe let's withdraw from this. It'll be in the league. Okay, perfect. There we go. There it is. Being created under league. Perfect. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Mr. Hargraves coming in, showing the love. And Ty coming in as well. I appreciate that. As Josh Schmidt says, that's our Bryce. That's your Brycey Bear out there on the Speedway. Yeah, Bryce is going to be in here. Bryce is going to be running. If Ty is in here and he hurries up, he could get into the next session right now. It is created. It is up. It is ready to go. So drivers are going to be hopping in here. We're going to be getting ready to rumble and put on a show here as Ty coming in with the heart reaction. Hargraves coming in with the love as well with that big heart reaction. My boy Brandon Van Houten coming in with that like on the stream as well. I appreciate that, fellas. As yeah, we're about to hop back in here. A quick warm-up session basically for these drivers, and I do believe we're gonna be hopping right into the action here this afternoon. Yo, Trevor coming in, showing the love as well with the like on the stream. Play for Cheats coming in as well with that thumbs up on the broadcast. Tina coming in, showing the big love with that heart reaction here on the broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, keep those reactions coming. Smash that like button over and over and over again. Hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, especially if you're watching over there on the YouTube stream as we continue to grow over on YouTube, week after week after week, man. We continue to keep on growing over there. It's absolutely amazing to see the YouTube channel, continue to progress, continue to get bigger and better week after week after week, and continue to reach more and more people. So it's pretty awesome being able to, be able to broadcast and show not only myself and my talents, but all these drivers' talents and what they do in behind the wheel here, and being able to see that over and on the YouTube stream growth and Twitch and Facebook. The love, the support, the growth has been absolutely amazing, and we hope to keep that going, keep it growing. We're working on 5,000 followers over there on Facebook. We're working on 1,500 subscribers over on YouTube, and we can just continue to keep on growing each and every single day, and that's the main goal. Just keep on growing and growing and growing. As we get ready to go back to battle here, we get ready to set these drivers loose. You do see them jumping out onto the racetrack here as they load into the server. Drivers getting ready to rock and roll. Now, I do believe we are going to skip qualifying. We will hop right into our heat races here this afternoon, and I do see a few more drivers hopping in here as well. I do see Hargraves in here now, so good to see Will in here. We do have a couple other drivers as well, Charles Davis and a couple others hopping in here, able to race as well. As Jimmy says, I want to race piece. Is there time left to join? I don't know. I don't think there's going to be. There's like less than a minute left, brother. There's less than a minute left, and Dustin would have to accept the league invite, then you'd have to join and everything else. Unfortunately, if you were in the Discord like 10 minutes earlier, you probably would have been in here. I know we had it open to other people, but yeah, unfortunately, I wish we could have got you in here, brother. That would have been good. That would have been fun to get you in here. Why didn't Bryce let you know? Bryce should have let you know. What in the world, Brycey Bear? He left you hanging. He left you hanging here in this one. Perfect. We are golden here, chat. We are golden. There is the Discord for the server as well. Unfortunately, this series coming to a close here this afternoon. Now, I know Dustin and the admin crew that he's had, they are going to be taking a bit of a break. They're going to be taking a step back here for a couple months, so there may not be anything next coming up, but unfortunately, you know, hopefully we'll get something open back up for them come, you know, springtime or next summer when they want to put on some more shows and get back into the swing of things, and hopefully we'll have an opening to get these guys back in here, as we love the Dirt Clash Super Street Series. We love watching these guys out here duking it out in these street stocks and making iRacing fun again. And Scott Spees, my boy Scotty. How are you, Scott? Scott coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. How are you, brother? Coming in, showing the love here in this one. As Jeremy Vaughn says, don't like, Bryce Dickinson doesn't like me anymore. Laugh out loud. JK. No, that was a good one. That was a good one. Hey, you never know. You never know with Brycey Bear. You know, you never know. One day he may, one day he may not. The next day he may love you again. But you never know with that guy. No, I'm just kidding. He loves you. It's Dave Morgan. Dave coming in, showing the big love here in this one with the heart reaction. How are you, Dave? Dave coming in, showing the love as well as we get ready here for Heat Race number 1. Heat Race number 1 about to get into action. We're about ready to see these drivers duke it out, as Dave says, let's go Sextons. Cheer on the Sextons here this evening. He loves to hate me. Laughing. Can't argue with that one, brother. I can't argue with that one as we get ready to rock and roll here on our championship night. Starting on the pole in the number 8 machine, that is Tyler Jackson. To his outside in the 2020 ride is the Tommy Gun Customs ride, that is Jacob Sexton. Starting in position number 3 in the Tommy Gun Customs number 71 ride, that is Joseph Pratt. His outside in the DWR iRacing iFlag JRE machine, it is the 20 ride of Chad Puderbo. We see the 2 ride of Ty Ralph, the 84, the Papa Mike Promotions E&D Farms ride of Bryce Dickinson. Dustin Benton back there in 7th, and the DWR 57 of Jeremy Akins bringing up the rear of the field as we are quickly green flag racing here from Eldora Speedway. So out in front, it's Tyler Jackson. T-Jack leads us down. And out at corner number 4, he will lead the first lap here this afternoon. So T-Jack out in front. Joseph Pratt there in second, as he's quickly already slid up in front of Jacob Sexton. Now I do believe top 3 will advance directly through to our A main feature event. Unfortunately, everybody else will get loaded into the sim and they will go back to battle during our consolation race. But as of right now, it is top 3 advance. Everybody else goes to the consi, and it's Bryce Dickinson who's on the outside looking in right now. The E&D Farms Papa Mike Promotions, the HNL number 84 ride, that 618 engraving and designs ride back here in that 4th spot, trying to work his way around that 2020 of Jacob Sexton. As he saw a little contact here, looks like the 20 ride, the DWR machine of Chad Puderbo with some pretty heavy right front damage here after contact between himself and the 34 ride of Dustin Benton. Benton gets stopped here on the racetrack. No caution flag as the Big D machine takes his car down pit side. Now we're going to see Chad Puderbo take his car down pit road as well. So we'll take a look back and see what happened here between these 2 drivers. They get tangled together down in through corner 1 and 2 as it looks like they just get a little too tight, and unfortunately just shoves that number 20 right up the racetrack and right into the outside fence here on corner number 2. Just some tough, hard racing out there, and unfortunately only running a couple inches off of each other. There's contact that's made, and unfortunately for Chad Puderbo right there, that contact right there just kind of gets into that left front tire and then just unfortunately pushes him right up the racetrack and into that wall. Heavy damage there for that 20 ride, and Dustin taking his car off the racetrack as well after that contact. Is out in front, it's Tyler Jackson. T-Jack leads the way here in heat race number 1. Joseph Pratt there in second, and Bryce Dickinson there in position number 3 as he works to the outside now of the 2020 ride of Jacob Sexton. They continue to battle door to door. Bryce and Jacob down the back straightaway. Looks like the 84 ride will edge out in front and into that third and final transfer spot here on the Speedway. Jacob Sexton slides back to 4th as Jeremy Akins there in position number 5. Tyrell there in 6 as Puderbo and Benton both down pit side, but it's T-Jack out in front as Jeremy says T-Jack catfishing. He was catfishing there for a little bit. He was digging the bottom there. He was definitely rolling that inside lane, and now he's kind of moving around a little bit, trying some different things, working the outside, working the middle here, trying to figure out a little bit of a different driving line here throughout this heat race to really see where this track's kind of going and what he's going to maybe have to do during our A main feature event as the white flag has been displayed. So one more time around here for the Majula Say Speech Up Team CFM Esports and number 8 ride as Tyler Jackson down the back straightaway. One more look for the 71 as he plants the inside wall. Gave it a good run down into quarter 3. Unfortunately could not make it work as Tyler Jackson will pick up heat race win number 1. Joseph Pratt will come home in second, and Bryce Dickinson will come home in that third and final transfer spot. Everybody else will go to our consolation race here this afternoon as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing as our second heat race about to get underway. Drivers going to get ready to go back to battle here in this one, and starting on the pole in the number 2020 ride, the purple one, that is the 2020 machine, the Tommy Gun Customs Doghouse Racing ride of Philip Sexton, who will start here in that pole position. To his outside in the DWR JRE iRacing iFlag number 57 ride, that is Jim Revis, and down on the inside, a row number 2, the Wilson Motorsports 07 ride, that is Tyler Brickford. To his outside in the 76, that is Brandon Van Houten. Starting in position number 5 in the 2020 ride, the Tommy Gun Customs Sexton's Paint and Body ride, that is Jeremy Sexton. And then we see Charles Davis and William Hargraves bringing up the rear of the field in the Malum Electric Fibs Liquor Dirt Panda number 71 machine. As quickly, Philip Sexton out in front will lead us down the back straightaway, down through corner number 3 and out at corner number 4. Philip Sexton will lead lap number 1 here at Eldora in heat race number 2 here this afternoon for our season finale. As Mama Bear says, let's go Jim Revis, let's go William Hargraves here on Hargraves and big old grumpy Jim Revis out there on the speedway. As Philip Sexton continues to lead the way, Jim Revis right there on his back bumper there in second. Then we see Tyler Brickford back here in position number 3. He's in that third and final transfer spot, looking to try to work his way into our A main feature event, but he's got a lot of hungry fast drivers right there behind him as Brandon Van Houten, Jeremy Sexton, and William Hargraves all try to work their way into the show. You can throw in the beautiful looking ride here for the 50 machine, a new looking paint scheme here for him as that 50 ride currently back in position number 7. As Philip Sexton though leads the way, showing these drivers how to get it done here this afternoon. He is just about half a car length between himself and that second place driver, Jim Revis, as Revis continues to try to run just a little bit below him, but some contact right there. Look out, Jim Revis almost goes around as Tyler Brickford got in there a little bit too deep, made some contact with that left rear quarter panel and almost took the grumpy old man, Jim Remis, around there. But luckily enough, he was able to hang on to it, keep that car pointing in the right direction. But it may be hurting that 07 ride, trying to battle here with Jim Remis is slowly behind him. You see this battle as Hargraves now into position number 4. Brandon Van Houten and Jeremy Sexton, they're in 5th and 6th. And Davis all the way back there as Jimmy says, sheesh, Peacemaker Gaming, where's your Monster Energy drink? Listen, brother. Listen, brother. I got the Monster Energy drink right here, okay? We got the Monster Rehab, the Monster Rehab, the tea and lemonade. These things are lifesavers, man. They keep us refreshed, they keep us hydrated, and they keep the vocal cords nice and perfect here for every single one of our broadcasts. Shout out to Monster Energy. If you guys are watching, tag them in the comment section right now. Let's get a Monster Energy sponsorship right here in this one. We need it. We need it. I haven't cracked into one in a little while, and trust me, we need it, okay? Like 7 o'clock in the morning came way too early for me, especially when I'm used to being up all night playing video games, okay? So having to go and work all day and be out in the sun and lift heavy stuff and everything else, it's not for me. Oh, that is refreshing. That is refreshing right there, ladies and gentlemen. As out in front, it's still Philip Sexton. Sexton continuing to lead the way and continuing to stretch out that lead ever so slightly between himself and Jim Revis. As Revis there in second, Hargraves back there in the third spot as we do see that white flag fly. So Brickford and Hargraves going to battle here, duking it out for that third and final transfer spot. Hargraves going to roll down to the inside here in 3 and 4 as Philip Sexton will pick up heat race win number 2 on the evening. Jim Revis there in second, and at the line, it's Hargraves who will pick up that third and final transfer spot, meaning Brickford, Jeremy Sexton, Brandon Van Houten, and Charles Davis will all go to our consolation race. But I do believe the consies have been canceled here this afternoon. So if you're a driver, your favorite driver, your friend, your family, whoever he may be, your foe, it doesn't matter. They all have made it into the show. The consolation races have been waived here this afternoon, and everybody will have an opportunity to race in our A main feature event. So these drivers will be jumping out here onto the racetrack for a quick warm-up session. They're going to make sure that their cars are absolutely picture perfect here for our final race of the season. 100 laps of racing action here this afternoon from the beautiful Eldora Speedway here for the Dirt Clash Super Street Series Friday Night Lights season finale here, and this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be very, very interesting. You take a look at the racetrack right now, it's pretty tacky. It's got a lot of room to work in. You got a lot of laps to run, though. So as these drivers continue to count the laps off, we're going to continue to see this racetrack change more and more and more. Heck, we may even start to see a little bit of slick stuff coming in here during this warm-up session, having these drivers out there on the racetrack and running laps. It's going to be working this racetrack kind of a different way, and I think right now, if anybody's out there, if they're watching these drivers, I think they need to be right up there, right where Bryce is right now, right where that 8 right is. There's a lot of speed up there, but I think they need to burn that off first. If we can see that high side lane start to dissipate, continue to see it kind of become slicker and slicker and slicker, especially before the bottom side really goes away, that could make this a completely different race. Could open up a big slide job lane, could make the bottom lane work really, really well throughout this race, especially towards the end of it when everyone else's tires are at the brink of blowing out here. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how these drivers are going to handle it, man. This is a lot of laps. It's a lot of wear and tear on your equipment. It's a lot of wear and tear on yourself. So it's not only a physically demanding race, but it's also a equipment demanding race as well. You gotta have a good car out there on the racetrack to make it that distance. And now you also gotta be able to be physically enough to be able to run 100 laps dang near green flag and lap after lap after lap. And then you gotta be very mentally strong as well. You gotta be able to carry that mental focus throughout each and every corner out there on the speedway, and by gosh, Monster Energy, it'll get you there, ladies and gentlemen. Monster Energy will help you stay focused, hydrated, and lubricated here on the racetrack, and that's exactly what these drivers need. It's exactly what I need up here in the broadcast booth as well. Oh, that is good. That is good, chat. Shout out Monster. New sponsorship coming on board here, hopefully. No, I'm just kidding. That would be absolutely insane to get a Monster sponsorship. Someone clip that, ship that, and send it right to Monster Energy right there. That was perfect. As drivers still out there on the racetrack, continue to roll some laps as this warm-up session slowly but surely coming to a close here. We will get ready for our A main feature event in just a few more moments as in Lucid TTV coming in, dropping that sub over on the YouTube channel in Lucid TTV. Welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew. Coming in, smashing that gosh heckin' subscribe button, becoming a brand new follower, brand new subscriber over there on the YouTube channel. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm going to get right back to you here in just a moment as we're going to crank it up before we get ready to go green flag racing. So don't go anywhere as the green flag about to come out in about a minute from now.
Fires, dust in my eyes, adrenaline hits fast, life blurs spinning past, bleachers packed cheering loud, revving engines proud, under lights we race, feel the earth's embrace. Friday night, fight the night, tires body gripping tight, victory slipping sights, under the lights we ignite. Burning rubber speed thrills, blood cold, my spine chills, raging hearts, dark nights, racers chasing lights, spinning out, crash you crawl, life on the edge, one call, rectify the fall, under the lights stand tall. Friday night, fight the night, tires body gripping tight, victory slipping sights, under the lights we ignite.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys came here for a show. Well, here you go as we're going to get ready to rock and roll here from Eldora Speedway. Our series finale here with the Dirt Clash Super Street Series Friday Night Lights is about to get underway. 100 laps of racing action here this afternoon as we're going to get ready to see these drivers out there on the speedway. We're going to get ready to see them duke it out here this afternoon. Let's get some hells yeah up in the chat. Let's get some let's goes up in the chat as we get ready to go to battle. Drivers getting ready to roll out onto the racetrack as our series finale about to get underway. And starting on the pole in the 8 ride, that is Tyler Jackson. T-Jack will start in position number 1. To his outside, that is the 2020 of Philip Sexton. And then we see Joseph Pratt and Jim Revis there in row number 2. Hargraves and Bryce Dickinson there in row 3. Brickford, Jacob Sexton, Jeremy Akins, and Jeremy Sexton back there rounding out our top 10 as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. We are quickly green flag racing here from Eldora Speedway. It's Tyler Jackson out in front who will lead us down in through 3 and out of 4, and T-Jack will lead lap number 1 of 100 here this afternoon. So T-Jack out in front, but right there behind him, look out, a little contact. Hang on to it as Pratt looking to work work himself around Philip Sexton here early on in this race. You see Bryce Dickinson right there inside the top 5. The 71 rider Hargraves right there as well, trying to work his way towards the front of the field. Tyler Brickford back there in the 6th spot. Jacob Sexton there in 7th. We see Jeremy Aikens. Jim Rabbit sliding backwards here to about the 7th position, but Jim may be playing a little bit of strategy here. Drivers may have to be very, very cautious on what they're doing out there on the speedway. Trying to keep these tires underneath them, trying to keep these tires good until late in this race. 100 laps is a long time, and unfortunately, the more and more, tire wear that you create out there on the speedway, the harder you are on this car, unfortunately will burn up those right rear tires in a quick hurry. So if you're working too hard, if you're moving around the racetrack, if you're on the throttle too heavy around the speedway, it's burning up that equipment, it's burning up those tires, in which case it'll make you fast early on. You'll be able to pull around a lot of drivers that are trying to save, but the drivers that are saving those tires, trying to make it have some longevity where they're going to be giving up a lot of time right now on the speedway, but they're looking to get it all back here later on in this race. They're looking to try and use those tires late in this race, not early on, as that's where they want to pounce, that's where they want to make the move, and they want to be there when it counts, and that's at the end of this feature event. As Tyler Jackson out in front, T-Jack continuing to lead the way. He's one of the best in the business to be able to keep this car really at the front of the field, control the pace, and also trying to keep those tires underneath of him. So we'll have to wait and see what T-Jack can do here on the speedway and see if he can keep that car alive here and awake all evening long. As Skyler, Mr. Pruitt coming in. What's good, Skyler? Skyler coming in, setting it off here in this one. Skyler with the 96 Star Bomb says, hey yo, Mr. Pruitt, how are you, brother? Coming in with the 96 Star Bomb, coming in with the big D of the day as well, knocking my boy Racing Jason Fontaine out of the top spot. Here is the big D of the day, my boy Casey Durant. Casey coming in as well with the heart reaction. How are you, Casey? Brycey Bear coming in as well with that heart reaction. I see my boy Craig Michael Deacon in here showing the love. Dave Morgan as well showing the love here this afternoon, as Bryce coming in, the big D of the day, the 96 Star Bomb, as Hargraves out in front. He's able to work the middle lane here, and he has now worked himself around William Hargraves for that top spot on the speedway. Tyler Brickford back there now into position number 2 as he works to the outside here of Tyler Jackson, and Bryce Dickinson right there ready to pounce as well. Brycey Bear in the 618 Engraving and Designs, H&L Pump Mike Promotions, the ENT Farms Peacemaker Racing Team number 84 machine now has worked himself into position number 3 here on the speedway. T-Jack just still working that inside lane, trying to keep this car as straight as possible, trying to keep these tires underneath of them, as the more and more you can save here throughout this race can help you out later on. If you can try to survive and just run a solid performance, keep these tires underneath of you, and try to have a good car and some good tire percentages left out there on the racetrack for late in this race. 100 laps, you go too hard, too quick, you can burn your stuff up, and you may be a sitting duck out there on the speedway, and you may start to drop like a rock throughout this feature event. It may not be for the first 20, 30, 40 laps, but once we start to roll into that 50 laps run, 60 laps, 70 laps, 80 laps, these tires are going to be getting worse and worse and worse. So you want to try to keep them good as long as possible. And out in front, we do see another lead change. Our third lead change here of the afternoon is Tyler Brickford is going to jump up and snake that race lead right there across the line from Mr. Hargraves. Hargraves will slide back into position number 2, but he's trying to roll that outside lane here, just trying to keep himself right there in play and in a good position here, as Hargraves just trying to keep his car as straight as possible now on the outside lane, and giving up that race lead may be worth it if you can try to keep this thing out of trouble and keep the tires on it. Bryce Dickinson back there in position number 3 as Brycey Bear now inside of a podium run on the racetrack. But T-Jack, Tyler Jackson, Philip Sexton, and Joseph Pratt are top 3 to start this race. If all fallen back about 3 positions on the speedway and then keep on sliding farther and farther back here as the race goes on, but could be a big strategy call here, especially when you look back a little deeper in the field. Another driver that's very, very good. A couple drivers that are very good at these longer races. When you look here at the back of the pack, you see Dustin Benton, you see Jim Revis. Dustin and Jim, two very veteran drivers. They've been in these street stocks. They've been around the scene for a very, very long time, and both of these guys know how to keep their tires underneath of them. They know how to try to save these tires and be there at the end of the race, and that's exactly what Dustin's doing. That's exactly what Jim is doing out there on the racetrack, as Jim started in the 4th position, now finds himself all the way back in 15th. Dustin Benton back here in the 14th spot. Now, I don't think he's really on a hard move towards the front of the field, even though he probably could if he put the hammer down right now. We've seen time and time again Dustin pick up some big wins, some big dubs, not only in the street stocks, but other things as well, and especially here at Eldora Speedway. So, strategy games being played all around the racetrack. You do see now the 8 ride as well. So, T-Jack is falling back to that 4th position. He's one of those guys that can always seem to be fast, but also save those tires at the same time. It's a very, very good skill to have, especially throughout a lot of these longer races. Being able to be fast and keep those tires underneath you, but still be saving at the same time, is running some pretty decent lap times. Even though he has slid him back now into that 4th position, Tyler Jackson isn't going to give an inch out there on the speedway, and he's going to be looking to get what he's looking for. That's another win here this afternoon after this 100-lap feature event. As Lori coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. Rob Stefanski, Mr. Stefanski coming in, showing the love as well with that heart reaction. John Schmidt says, patience, Bryce, patience. Absolutely patience out there. Patience is key. You gotta know when the right time to strike is out there on the speedway. And Mama Bear, I appreciate you coming in, showing the love there as well with the hashtag Skyler. Big shout out there again to my boy Skyler Pruitt coming in, showing the big love with the 96 star bomb. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that, coming in, showing the love again here this afternoon. As out in front, it is Bryce Dickinson who now leads the way. Bryce out in front. The HNL Papa My Promotions E&D Farms ride now leads the way with Tyler Brickford back there behind him in position number 2. Hargreaves back there in the 3rd spot as he continues to work with the outside here of the number 8 ride of Tyler Jackson, as T-Jack trying to work himself maybe back into that 3rd spot, but he's just kind of keeping that car down the bottom side of the speedway. He hasn't really changed his lineup too much here, especially during this feature event. He's been hugging that inside wall, trying to keep these tires underneath of him. Now the inside down through 3 and 4 starting to get a little bit thinner, so he's actually moved up there in 3 and 4 to a bit of middle groove here. Let's see if we can get a good look here and get a follow around here with this 8 ride of Tyler Jackson. So up inside the top 5 down here. Okay, this time he's hugging that inside wall down through 3 and 4, but coming down the back or front straightaway down across the line right there. He's going to send it in deep down here into corner number 1. He's going to kind of arc the middle there, get good drive off, still keeping himself in the tacky stuff on the bottom side of the speedway. But one thing he's really trying to do is keep this car pointed as straight as possible while making these corners. Not kicking that rear end out, not having any tire spin can help try to save that right rear, can try to help keep these tires underneath of it here for this long of a race. As out in front, it's Bryce Dickinson. Brycey Bear leads the way here on the speedway. As the 618 Engraving and Designs, the snake car here. I don't even know what that says. I don't know what that says. Iowa Snake. I don't know what that is, but we'll take it. But Bryce at the front of the field continuing to lead the way here. The sun slowly but surely slowing down and going down here at Eldora, and that means our lights are going to get ready to turn on here in just a few more moments. As Mama Bear says, can we just do 30 laps instead? I could take that, Mama Bear. I could do that. I wish I could do that, honestly. I would be okay with a 30-lap race. That's for certain. Not only for Brycey Bear to win, but just because get the night going a little quicker, get it going here. You know, I want to see these guys out there racing as much as everybody else, but I would love to take a nap. And by nap, I mean I would love to go to bed. I can't wait to sleep in tomorrow. I cannot wait to sleep in tomorrow. It's going to be so nice. It's going to be so nice. As out in front, Bryce Dickinson leads the way, but it's the 0-7 of Tyler Brickford, who's now in position number 2. Hargraves there in third, and then we see the 2-ride of Tyrell there in position number 4. Chad Puderbo there in the 5th spot on the speedways. Tyler Jackson back there in 6th. Philip Sexton there in 7th, and we see Joseph Pratt all the way back here in 8th. Jacob Sexton, Jeremy Akins, our top 10 here on the speedway. Charles Davis currently in the 11th spot with Jeremy Sexton, Brandon Van Houten, Dustin Batten, and Jim Ravis rounding out the rear of the field. As Jim and Dustin both hanging out here deeper in the pack, making sure they try to keep their cars out of trouble, trying to make sure they keep these tires underneath of them. You can see them starting to move around here a little bit. The tires are starting to slide away here ever so slightly, but you can really start to see this racetrack take shape. It is really starting to slick up out there. It's going to make it tougher and tougher and tougher for these drivers around the racetrack, especially when they get running door to door, 2 wide, 3 wide, and unfortunately sometimes you just get shoved into that slick stuff, and it's hard to keep those tires from, you know, spinning or kicking the rear end out and tearing those tires up even more on the racetrack. So you got to be very, very cautious on how you control yourself and the car out there on the speedways. Bryce Dickinson doing a great job of it out in front here by about 2 seconds now between himself and Tyler Brickford, as Brickford back there in position number 2 as John Schmidt says, hey, Susie Dickinson. Moss said 50 laps would be okay. Okay, 50 laps. 50 laps. I would take 50 laps. 50 laps is normally a very, very good race. The 100 laps is where things get very interesting here. 50 laps and more, even 60 laps and more. But this being such a big racetrack like Eldora, you know, it becomes very, very tough out there. Not only for these drivers, but for these cars, man. It is a whole different ball game. Extending their, you know, their drive time by that much. It's a lot more heat going into the motors. It's a lot more equipment failures and everything else that could happen out there on the racetrack. So, you know, making these long races is no small feat, and being able to make it to the end is always a good thing as well. As we see them continue to battle out there, over 40 laps into this race already. So we're already 40%, 42% of the way through this race, and Bryce Dickinson going to be looking to try to hang on to it for the last 58% of this race, as well as Tyler Brickford back there in second, trying to hunt him down. We see Hargraves still there in third, Tyrell now into fourth, Jack Puderbo back there in fifth, and Tyler Jackson, T-Jack all the way back here in position number 6 here. So starting on the pole, having a very, very fast hot rod out there on the speedway, but playing it safe, trying to play precautiously out there and not making these early mistakes and not pushing that car hard. As T-Jack, another one of those veteran drivers, just looking to try to cash in another victory here this afternoon. We do start to see the 34 ride of Dustin Benton starting to make some moves here. So Benton going from about the 14th position now into position number 11 here on the racetrack. So Dustin starting to work his way up towards the front of the field, as well as down and across the line. This time for Bryce Dickinson, we do see only 55 more laps left to go. So 55 more laps left to go. We get closer and closer here to our checkered flag this afternoon. Dickinson, Brickford, Hargraves, Tyrell, Chad Puderbo, Tyler Jackson, Philip Sexton, Joseph Pratt, Charles Davis, and Dustin Benton rounding out our top 10 on the speedway. Jacob Sexton back there at 11th with Jeremy Akins, Jim Ravis, Jeremy Sexton, and Brandon Van Houten bringing up the rear of the field. 15 absolutely amazing drivers duking it out here this evening from Eldora Speedway. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. We're going to get ready to crank it up. So what I want you guys to do is jump into the comment section. Let us know who you're cheering for. Let us know who you want to see up here in Victory Lane. And also, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. As down across the line, Bryce Dickinson, about 51 more laps left in this race, left to go here, as we'll wait for the crank it up right to that halfway marker. Is nice and easy down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. Bryce Dickinson will lead here at the halfway marker. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cheer on your favorite drivers as we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. give it up for these drivers. A beautiful crank it up session as Bryce Dickinson continues to lead the way, but right there, taking a peek down to his inside, is that 2 ride of Ty Ralph. Ralph looking to try to take this race lead away from Bryce Dickinson late in this one. Is there beautiful crank it up right there, the beautiful sights and sounds of the dirt street stocks here around Eldora Speedway here this afternoon for our series finale here at the Friday Night Lights. See that 2 ride finding that little bit of grip there through the middle of corner number 2 right there. He's been able to get some great runs there through that little bit of grip. Same with here out of corner number 4. Stays up there against the outside fence a little bit longer, and that allows him to get these good runs on the 84 of Bryce Dickinson as Bryce continues to lead the way, continues to show these drivers how to get it done. He's feeling all sorts of pressure from the TNT Racing AMSOIL number 2 ride of Ty Ralph. There behind them, trying to hunt them down, is the Wilson Motorsports ride, the Cheater Inc. machine of Tyler Brickford. Is Brickford right there in position number 3. Another big run. See that 84 ride getting very sideways down and out of the corners here. Definitely starting to feel that pain. The tires starting to fade away more and more and more. Drivers beating down that outside wall. And some of those drivers that were trying to save some tire, trying to keep their cars good for late in this race, slowly but surely starting to make their way towards the front of the field here once again. Tyler Jackson now back inside the top 5 here on the racetrack. Philip Sexton here in 6th with Dustin Benton, Joseph Pratt, Jim Revis, and Jacob Sexton rounding out our top 10 on the speedway. Jeremy Sexton there at 11th with Brandon Van Houten back in 12th, and that's just right in front of our race leaders as Jeremy Akins, Charles Davis right there, as well as actually Akins, the last driver on the lead lap right now. Charles Davis, the first driver, a lap down out on the racetrack, and Chad Puderbo's unfortunately taking his car off of the speedway, but it's all Bryce Dickinson, but not for long, as here comes that 2 ride down low. Ty Ralph looking to take this race lead away. He rolls down low, looking for a good run down and out of corner 3 and 4, but Bryce with the power down out at corner number 4, and he's able to hang on to this race lead. So Bryce Dickinson able to keep himself out in front, as Matt Taylor says, let's go Big B Dick. Cheered on Mr. Bryce Dickinson out there on the racetrack. Bryce again up on the high side with a 2 ride up there even farther, looking to find every little bit of grip, every little thing that he can to try to jump up and take this race lead away from the 84. Beating and banging the wall down here in this one. Drivers using the full fender race cars to their advantage to try to navigate their way around the speedway here this afternoon. And right now Bryce Dickinson able to do it the best as he continues to lead the way. The 76 right there in front of him. That's Brandon Van Houten. Van Houten trying to stay on the lead lap here. Is a little contact right there. A little contact again down into corner number 3 and 4. And Bryce able to hang on to that ride. He's still able to keep it pointed the right direction as that 2 machine all over his back bumper down the front straightaway and into corner number 1. Bryce Bear able to keep himself at the front of the field with only 18 laps left to go. So less than 20 laps here, ladies and gentlemen, meaning that we ran over 80 laps already in this race. It's been nothing but green flag racing, green flag action out here on the speedway, and I'm starting to see some of these other drivers. Here comes Hargraves. Hargraves starting to put the pressure here on the 07 ride. Hargraves looking to see if he can work his way up towards this fight at the front of the field, as both Bryce Dickinson and Ty Ralph trying to get around that 76 of Brandon Van Houten. Van Houten trying to keep that ride pinned down low on the bottom side. Unfortunately, he will go a lap down. The next driver to potentially go a lap down is this 57 ride, the SlingingDirt.com machine of Jeremy Akins. Akins right now scored in that 12th position, as here we go, a slide jump by the 2 ride. Ty Ralph with the big slide jump, door to door, back down across the line. Give the race lead to Ty Ralph. Ralph now leads the way here in this one. So Ty Ralph to the point. He's going to take that race lead, but don't look now because here comes Hargraves. William Hargraves right there ready to bounce, and here he is. Looking to the outside now of the H&L Papa Mike Promotions E&D Farms, the 618 engraving and designs ride. Bryce Dickinson will slide back to 3rd as Hargraves in the Dirt Panda Vince Liquor Malum Electric number 71H up and into position number 2, and he's looking to try to hunt down our car number 2, our race leader out there on the speedway, is Ty Ralph looking to try to keep that 71 right back to Rebay, continue to try to just run his line and hope for the best here, and hoping to keep him off his back bumper for the next 13 laps, 12 this time by, so it's a dozen laps left to go here at Eldora. Some great racing action, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Giving up here for all these drivers. They put on a heck of a show for us here in this one. You see Tyler Jackson trying to work his way back up towards the top 4 here. He's about a couple seconds back from that number 07 of Tyler Brickford and the 84 of Bryce Dickinson, as Bryce trying to hang on to position number 3 on the speedway. But it's Ty Ralph who leads the way as he's trying to work himself through some lap traffic here. He's got the 2020 ride. That's Jacob Sexton down low. Now the 57 there on the hindsight. Here comes Hargraves down on the very bottom. Is Hargraves looking for the race lead? Couldn't quite get it done there out of corner number 4. Now he'll go to the hindsight, look for a big run down and out of corner number 2 as Hargraves there in second, but it's Ty Ralph who continues to lead the way. As Jeremy Vaughn says, amazing how the wall helped him catch Bryce quicker. Good thing Eldora has a wall in turn 3 and 4. I know, right? Well, hey, everyone's been using the wall. Unfortunately, everybody's been using the wall. And I guess it's just who can do it the best, I suppose, here this afternoon. I don't know if there's rules against it or not, but nonetheless, we do see Ty Ralph out in front. Hargraves there in second. Some great racing action and non-stop green flag racing here in this one. Bryce Dickinson trying to look to hold on to position number 3 here on the speedways. Tyler Brickford right there trying to close in on the 84 ride, and slowly but surely you do see Tyler Jackson trying to reel both of those drivers in, seeing if he can work himself back to the point here in this race. Is Ty Ralph still out in front? Hargraves hasn't been able to find the runs that he was looking for here late in this race to make his move around that number 2 ride. As Ralph hard up into the outside wall, down the back straightaway, kills a ton of momentum for that 2 ride. Opens the door here for Hargraves to draw him back in ever so slightly here as Ralph continues to keep that car moving around the racetrack. He's sliding up and down the racetrack here, kind of running some different lines, and unfortunately, I think his car is really starting to struggle here. And Hargraves, I think late in this race, is going to put that pressure here right onto his back bumper. One mistake and he will be there ready to bounce, ready to try to make his move around this number 2 machine. As Hargraves and Ralph 1 and 2 on the speedway, back there in position number 3, it's still Bryce Dickinson. As Bryce rolls there in that 3rd spot, here comes Brickford, and here comes Tyler Jackson, the Alpha Shark, right there and rolling on the speedway as he's looking to try to find his way back inside the top 3. He was our pole sitter, now going for the big slide job here. Doesn't pull the trigger on Bryce Dickinson. Couldn't quite get it as they're 3 wide down the back straightaway. 3 wide down into corner number 3. T-Jack blinking a little bit there, still 3 wide down and out of corner number 4 here for that 3rd and final podium position here this afternoon. That time Bryce up into the outside wall. Now T-Jack gonna clear him and slide up to the outside lane. He's gonna put the hammer down. He gets the run he was looking for to keep them back there at bay. Is Ty Ralph out in front, gonna click another lap off, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our first caution flag of the day. Our first yellow flag is going to be displayed, and it was Jacob Sexton running into some issues here. Let's take a look at it. We ran dang near 100 laps, green flag nonstop out there on the speedway. We see 1 caution flag, the 2020 Tommy Gun Customs Doghouse chassis. Sexton paint body ride clips that inside fence, unfortunately just gets into it the wrong angle. It digs in and takes that car around. That is a tough hit right there. Let's see if we can get another look at it here, a different perspective at how he gets into this inside wall right here. Trying to keep this car pinned down low, trying to roll that inside lane. He was finding some good speed. He was getting some good ground made up, and right there you see him clip that inside wall at quarter entry. He's trying to keep that car, those left rear tires and left side tires in that good dirt down low. This time though, unfortunately timed it up just a little bit wrong, and he goes around, and that is a heartbreaker there for Sexton as he's going to take that car right down pit side. And That means we're going to get these drivers all ready to go back to battle here. We do have a bunch of drivers that have already left the racetrack here as well. I do believe Dustin Benton off the speedway. Same with Jacob Sexton. Chad Puderbo also off the racetrack here. Possibly drivers running into not only some internet issues, but maybe some tire issues here and having to take their rides off of the racetrack as Dustin says, lost power. Yep, I need a break. Oh, brother, that is a tough one. The season finale, we saw you were running some good lap times there as well. You were running some of the fastest lap times out there on the racetrack. We saw you saving, a lot early in this race, and it would have been interesting to see you out here for this late race caution flag, but the Big D lost power. That's why he is no longer out there on the racetrack. But Ty Ralph, William Hargraves, Bryce Dickinson, Tyler Brickford, Tyler Jackson, Joseph Pratt, Philip Sexton, Jim Revis, and Jeremy Sexton, our top 9, all still in the lead lap. Gonna get ready to play here for what is going to be a green-white checkered finish. As down out of corner number 4, a great restart there for the 2 right, but here comes Hargraves. Hargraves looking down low, and here comes T-Jack, Tyler Jackson, right down that inside lane as well. They're back to 3 wide for position number 3 on the speedway. Hargraves and Ralph door to door out of corner number 4, but the outside lane paying its dues here for the 2 as Ty Ralph continues to lead the way and sees that white flag fly. So for the final time, down and out of corner number 2, and for the final time down the back straightaway into 3 and out of 4. Does Hargraves pull the trigger? Cannot pull it as the 2 ride of Ty Ralph will win our series finale here with the Friday Night Lights in the Dirt Clash Super Street Series. Ty Ralph picking up the dub and pulling this 2 ride up and into victory lane. The Amsoil TNT Racing ride will get the dub here this afternoon. Hargraves right there in second, and Tyler Jackson late in this race able to get around Brickford and Dickinson to snag that 3rd and final podium position as T-Jack works himself into position number 3 late in this race. Brickford back there in 4th. Joseph Pratt, our top 5. Bryce Dickinson, Philip Sexton, Jim Revis, Jeremy Sexton, and Jeremy Akins bringing up the rear of our top 10. Brandon Van Houten, Charles Davis, Dustin Benton, Jacob Sexton, and Chad Puderbo rounding out our field. But man, oh man, what a run and what a race this one was, man. These guys put on one heck of a show, one heck of a race here for us all evening long. Almost 100 laps caution free. We had one late race caution flag to give us that green-white checkered finish. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, was that a lot of fun or what? As that was a heck of a run, heck of a drive here this afternoon. If you can't turn it, ride it. Good run, Bryce Dickinson. Hate to see you beat that way, brother, man. I mean, Bryce was doing it too, man. That's what I mean. Everybody was doing the same thing. They were all bouncing it off the outside fence, man. They were all doing it. It wasn't just the 2. It wasn't just one or the other. It was every one of them. They were getting into it just as much as he was. As we'll get ready to pull our top 3 up and into the broadcast booth. You need to go into the waiting room there, the broadcast waiting room in the Discord. Ty, that's where you need to go, brother. That's where you need to go. Right underneath the broadcast booth. You should be able to see it in there. It's Rough Road coming in with the like on the stream. Matt Taylor coming in with that thumbs up on the broadcast as well. Tyler Robinson also coming in, showing the love, smashing that thumbs up here on the broadcast as these drivers, man, put on a heck of a show, heck of a race for us here in this one. As Mama Bear says, good run, Bryce Dickinson. I'm still proud of you, buddy. Yeah, hell of a run, hell of a drive early on for Bryce. I think he probably wanted to try to get to the front, maybe use those clean tires, those fresh tires up as quickly as possible, try to give him that race lead in and see if he could get away with it. I mean, maybe if he was able to open up maybe 3-4 more seconds between himself and that 2 ride, maybe he'd have enough to hold him off for those closing 15 laps or so. But I think those tires were just so bad there for Bryce, and unfortunately just had a hard time running that outside lane, especially on the exit of corner number 4 seemed like the 2-ride really found a ton of speed up there on that corner exit where Bryce kind of had to cut down the racetrack a little bit more through the slick stuff, and you could really see that rear end slipping and sliding around there for Bryce Dickinson, and that's a tough break for him, but hell of a run, hell of a drive, leading, I do believe, the most laps here of the evening as well, as Tyler Robinson says, heck of a race out there, Tyler, heck of a race, heck of a run, heck of a show, and we'll get ready to pull our top 3 up and into the broadcast booth for their post-race interviews. And it's going to start here with our race winner, Ty Ralph. We're going to pull Ty up and into the broadcast booth right now. Hey, Ty, it's Aaron up here on the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yep.
Ty, man, what a run, what a drive. Take us through this one, man, as this was a long race, a lot of laps, and a lot of green flag laps here in our season finale of the Friday Night Lights. And it took you a little while, but slowly but surely you were able to reel in that 84 Rhino Bryce Dickinson. It took you a while to finally get the run you were looking for, to get around him, and once you did, you were able to just keep that car pointing the right direction and out of trouble there. And even with Hargraves putting some of that pressure onto your back bumper late in this race, you never falter, you never make a mistake, especially during that green-white checker there, the one and only restart here in this race, and you were able to hold them off and hold off a lot of other very, very fast drivers back there behind you, man. Take us back through this race. What was the strategy? What was the call? And, you know, how you got it done here this evening?
Well, the heat race, it didn't go as planned, and I didn't know if I was going to win it. I didn't really save tires early on. I didn't know if it was going to help, and it paid off. I'd like to thank TNT Racing, Jeremy Akins, God, Dustin Benton for putting on the league, and everybody that races clean on here, and you for doing the broadcast.
Absolutely, brother. It's always my pleasure. But, man, 100 laps of almost green flag racing straight through here at Eldora, man. You guys have got to be feeling a little sore right now, man. That's a lot of laps, a lot of corners, and a lot of wheeling these things around the speedway, man. How do you come into a race like this, you know, and not only physically prepare for it, but also mentally prepare for a long, long race like here tonight?
Well, I didn't do no practice on nothing. I come straight in, didn't do no practice.
Coming in a little bit fresh, maybe trying to, you know, clear the mind, keep yourself, you know, away from it until it's time to really start going out there on the speedway. Maybe that's what helped you out. Maybe running less laps than everybody else, where they were still working their butts off, running a lot of laps during practice and the warm-ups and everything else, and, you know, maybe wearing themselves out a little bit more than they knew before this long 100-lap feature event.
Yeah, at least it was race clean race, so that's all I can say.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Ty, a great run, a great drive. Congratulations on picking up the win here this afternoon in the Friday Night Lights series finale here from Eldora Speedway, man. We hope to see you back out in some more of these other races, some other leagues and everything else. I know Dustin and the boys are taking a bit of a vacation here for a little while, but once they get things rolling here again with the Friday Night Lights or the Monday Night All-Stars, hopefully we'll see you in attendance and out there, you know, in racing and winning and being right back up here in the broadcast booth.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, Ty. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and don't party too hard down there in Victory Lane.
You too.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, the number 2, Ty Ralph, picking up the dub here this afternoon as we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher, the 71H of William Hargraves. Hargraves coming home here in position number 2. We'll pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Will, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Hey, Aaron, I got you, man.
Well, man, another good run, another good race out there, man. Take us back through this one. Man, that was a heck of a show, heck of a run, man, by everybody here this afternoon. Basically, 98 laps of nothing but green flag racing. It comes down to that last lap caution flag, and we have to do a green-white checkered here to finish off this feature event. And you were right there trying to put the pressure as much as possible on that two of Ty Ralph. Just looked like you couldn't quite find what you needed there to get around that 2-run, man. Take us back through it. Take us back through all the action here for yourself this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good night overall for sure. I really at the end of the race there when that caution came out, I really didn't want to see that caution. I started going hard at about 50 laps, harder than I had been going, and saving tires. And I knew I had used up just enough stuff by that point for sure that if a caution came out, there was nothing I could do with him. But I was gaining on him big time, and I think I could have maybe made a move on him, threw a slider on him, and got him at least to work for it a little harder than racing there at the end for when the caution came out. But it was a good win for Ty, and it's good to see him up there in victory lane. And it was just yeah, it was a good night overall. It was just like I said, pretty much just riding, basically half throttle for over half that race, and then I started going. But I thought the tires would go away more than they did too. It seemed like I haven't been racing a whole lot, but I thought in 100 laps for sure the tires would have felt much more, much more wear and tear than what I was feeling. But no, it was a good night overall, and congrats to Ty and good run there to Tyler Jackson as well for him coming up there. I know he was saving, and it just didn't work out for him tonight that way either. But nope, a lot of fun and a lot of good group of guys, and can't go wrong.
Absolutely can't go wrong. Spending your Friday night having some fun here on the simulator and being able to finish it off with a very solid run and a very solid performance here as well for you. As you park that 71 H ride once again up here on another podium line for the Dirt Clash Super Street Series. Will, who would you like to thank for another great run and great race here this afternoon?
I gotta thank Dustin for all his hard work and effort in making these leagues go like he does, and his teammates. And I don't know what's gonna happen here for the next season or whatever, but Dustin puts a lot of effort, a lot of time. He tries really hard to make these leagues what they are, and it just needs to be said that it definitely doesn't go unnoticed. And big thanks to him. Um, I gotta thank you, Aaron, for doing a kick-ass broadcast like I always. I gotta thank my Dirt Panda Racing teammates. They're starting to get on a little bit more, it sounds like at least. So maybe here before too long we'll all be on the track again together. I gotta thank Viv's Retail Liquor, Melm Electric Motorsales.com, KC Speedworks, Carl Kilgore with Open Setups, and just all the guys in the league and fans and people that watch and support the league and support your broadcast, Aaron. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely, brother. Well, another good run, another good race, and another trip up here into the broadcast booth for you, man. It's always fun talking to you up here into the booth, and hopefully we'll see you up here more and more. And as you said, some more of the Dirt Panda teammates of yours as well back out there onto the racetrack, man. Hopefully we get some more of these Dirt Street Stock leagues going through the winter time. Hopefully we see you guys out here more and more, and maybe dipping your toes in some of the other things as well, and see you guys out there duking it out and battling here again on our broadcasts on more, one or two, maybe 3 nights a week again, man. It would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, winter's coming, and that's kind of when iRacing starts popping, it seems like. So, yeah, hopefully we get in a couple leagues here, find something happening. And I know Tyler's got a race that he's got coming up around Christmas. I'll be looking forward to that. And the hopefully the Gobbler here happens here, and that'd be a good race as well. And then a couple leagues pop off. Yeah, we should be getting into good racing season time now for sure.
Absolutely. It's definitely starting to become more and more of a prime time area for everybody to hop back into the sim and have some fun here again as, real life racing's going to come to an end. Football's still on, but we kind of got no baseball or anything else. So, I mean, it's really making it so that more and more people are hopping in here and having fun on the simulator again. Hopefully, we continue to see it grow and grow and grow, and hopefully, we can draw on a lot of fans and some new leagues and some new opportunities here for myself. And hopefully, we'll see you right out there on the racetrack and right back up here in the broadcast booth. But, well, congrats on the great run here tonight. Congrats on the great performance. We can't wait to see you back out there in the next one.
Hey, you got it, man. I'll be looking forward to talking to you as soon as possible.
Absolutely, brother. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You as well, Aaron. Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Mr. Hargraves. William Hargraves coming home there in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for that number 71H machine. As we'll get ready now to pull up our third place finisher here, Tyler Jackson. T-Jack coming home in third as Tyler Brickford over there on YouTube says that was a great race. Tyler, that was a hell of a race, brother. Hell of a race, heck of a run, man. And a very solid performance by yourself as well, my dude. And that's for certain. Ty, my boy, our race winner, says, thank you for putting the broadcast on. I appreciate it. I got you, Ty. I got you, brother. And I appreciate you showing up and showing out and picking up the dub here this afternoon. As we'll get ready to pull in our third place driver, Mr. Tyler Jackson. T-Jack coming home there in position number 3. Looks like we are going to have to try to play it back there a little bit. There we go. All right, so Tyler Jackson, our third place finisher here. We're going to get ready to pull T-Jack up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Tyler, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Take a copy.
Hey, what's up, Aaron?
Not much. Tyler, man, another good run, another solid performance for you. Unfortunately, though, a lot of saving early in this race, expecting those tires to kind of fall off a lot more than what they were. And unfortunately, as the laps were counting down and not a lot of caution flags, your time was starting to run out. You had to push it there late in the race, trying to roll up and work yourself not only into this third spot, but hoping to find your way into victory lane. And as you were making the pass down the back straightaway there late in the race for that third spot on the speedway, we see that first and only caution flag of the day fly. Unfortunately, that shuffled you back on the restart into that 5th position, where that green-white checkered, instead of trying to focus on Hargraves and the number 2 ride of Tyrell for the race win, you had to try to work yourself back around Bryce Dickinson and that 07 of Tyler Brickford there, and in the closing laps of this race, and you're able to come home with a solid third place run, but I know you're definitely hoping to try to get that 8 ride back up and into victory lane, man. Take us through this one. Take us through all the action here on the Speedway.
Yeah, plan was just to save, and we run this league every week, and we got 50 laps, and we have 5 or 6 cautions, and then the one night I plan on saving for 100 laps, we go pretty much caution free. So yeah, anything between any caution between like lap 30 and 90, we would have been really good, set up well. But yeah, that last caution, I mean, it is what it is. I wouldn't have, if we didn't get the caution, I wouldn't have caught those 2 anyway. I would have finished third. We did get the caution. If I would have lined up third, that would have been pretty ideal. We had a lot of tire left, but put me back to 5th, which sucked because I ran like a half a lap in front of both of them, but it must have been the last scoring loop or whatever. So yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we're lucky to get back to third. Coming to the line, kind of slid up and got into Brickford a little bit. Didn't mean that, but yeah, just the wrong strategy. You never know with these races, what's going to work and what's not. I assumed there'd be a caution at some point, especially with those 4 or 5 guys that were racing up front. I thought, we had a couple new names up there. I thought maybe they'd tangle with the slick conditions, and like lap 70, I don't know, like lap 70 to like lap 90, we're gaining 3-4 tenths a lap, and that was that was awesome. But I needed probably the race probably would have needed to be about 120 laps for me to actually pass them, because catching them would have been one thing and passing would have been another. But yeah, just picked the wrong strategy. It happens. Nothing to hang your head about. Just chose the wrong strategy. Didn't really get outdrove. Just picked the wrong way to go about the right race. So but really happy for Ty. He's been running this for a while now, and he keeps getting faster and faster. And it was good to see him get a win. And William's always good. So yeah, we're lucky to get third tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, sometimes the strategy just does not go the way you want it to. And yeah, it was definitely a surprising one for myself as well, man. As you said, most nights, we've had 50, 60 laps, and we've had, a good handful of caution flags. And all of a sudden we come here to Eldora and we run basically 100 laps dead straight, no caution flags out there on the racetrack, man. It was crazy to see, but it was definitely good to see as well, as finally we get some good green flag laps in there and a little bit less work for the admin crew and Dustin to have to deal with here in the series finale. And knowing that Dustin's taking a bit of a break and everything else, I'm sure he's gonna be glad to be able to sit back and relax and not have to worry or stress about any of the words that could be said after most races of all the contact and beating and banging and everything else. And even Tyler Brickford in the chat as well says, I was actually netcode, Mr. Jackson. Never touch me, laugh out loud. So right there, even some contact late in the race. It's nice to see when drivers can, call it what it is and not take it to heart or anything else, and get along out there on the racetrack. And it makes it pretty easy for the admins. And I wish, Dustin would have been able to have that a lot sooner in the seasons and be able to, relax and not have to stress as much. And maybe we'd see more and more of these series popping up out of him over the next couple weeks. But unfortunately now it's going to be a couple months before we probably see Dustin back in here and trying to put a league on again.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with probably how wide Eldora is, a super wide track, and maybe having the 100 laps, maybe everybody was just more patient. I guess it makes a little more sense if you got 3/4 of the field saving tires. They're not going to wreck each other. The only guys that are probably going to wreck are going to be the ones that are up front racing. But if we would have had 24 cars or 28, maybe there would have been a wreck. But yeah, it just is what it is. Eldora's never been one of my favorite tracks with the street stocks. It just seems to always go so top dominant, and then you can bang the wall pretty good and gain time. So we don't, sometimes that'll happen. You get beat by that, but I don't know if those guys were touching the wall or not. I was so far back. I just knew I wasn't going to win. I started doing the math about lap 60, and I said, well, this is not going to work out. So was just hoping, praying for a caution. Got one. I mean, if that thing would have been a lap later, probably would have started third, or even if it was 10 laps sooner and started fifth, things might have been different. But it'd have been hard getting by those guys. I mean, you'd had to really throw a slider, and I'm not going to try to use either one of those guys up. They've both been really good to me, racing wise and racing clean. So yeah, we'll go on, and don't really have many leagues to run right now, but I'm doing my own thing, promoting a money race. So anybody listening wants to come run, fix setups. We're announcing the track 6 hours before, so nobody can practice all day long, and we're inviting the pros too. They got their little break for the pro series, so if they want to come try to make some money, come along. I think we got 15 entries, and we're already at 175 to win. So come on out. We're taking 60 guys. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. And I mean, if it goes well, maybe we'll be able to run a league or some sort. I want to race, so I'm not gonna run a league without paying an admin or getting an admin set up. So yeah, well, hopefully this thing will go good and we can put on some more. And I'm not sure if the gobbler is happening or not. There's weird stuff going on, so I'm not sure if that's gonna be delayed 6 or 8 months like the spring fling was. So
Yeah, the spring fling will now be the fall frenzy or the gobbler. But,
yeah,
but
it seems like everybody's going crazy on the mini stocks too. So I could see them even having a mini stock race instead of street stock. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, just thanks for the whole season of broadcast, and thanks to Dustin putting the league on, and hopefully his little time off or whatever, he'll come back and be re-energized. Hopefully I don't get beaten down as an admin and have to take a break too, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, we're looking forward to it. December 29th. Hit me up on Facebook or Discord, or you'll get a hold of me somehow. Try to have as many guys as we can. So I'm inviting everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Or shoot me a message. I can get you guys in there as well. Get you in contact with Tyler, or get you into the Discord, and help you figure out how to get signed up and become part of that amazing show that's going to be happening there December 29th. Man, I can't wait for it, as I'll be up there in the booth calling that race as well. And it's going to be a lot of great racing, and hopefully we see a few more series here or there firing up. Hopefully some more dirt races for you, and hopefully we'll see you back out here on the racetrack soon enough, Tyler. But congrats on the third place run here tonight, brother. Fortunately, I got to get ready to go. I got another broadcast to do here in about 15 minutes, so I'll have to catch you later. But thank you for coming in and showing the love, and putting on a great show for everybody again here tonight, man, and a solid third place finish. And I can't wait to see you back out there in the next one.
Yeah, and we'll be in touch before our race, and it's going to be right here on Peacemaker, so let everybody know.
Absolutely, brother. All right, have yourself a wonderful rest of your night, and congrats again on the third place finish.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Tyler Jackson. T-Jack coming home there in position number 3 here this afternoon in that 8 machine. So T-Jack coming home there in that third spot, man. It was a great run, great race. Just finished his fantastic run, William. Congratulations. Heck of a run, heck of a drive right there for Mr. Hargraves out there on the Speedway. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in here on this one. Unfortunately, we're going to call it there on that note, but we are going to be back live again here in about 15 minutes from now. We're going to be back live again for the MNT Cup Series, as it is their championship night tonight as well. So we will see those guys go to battle. They will get ready to duke it out. They will go and race for a championship here tonight as well. So we're going to get ready to go and hop into that. So I can't wait for that to get underway. And if you guys want to tune in, watch, and show the love and support the channel, make sure you guys turn those bell notifications on, hit the like button, hit the share button, drop a couple comments there, and come in and show the love there during our second broadcast of the afternoon here in about 15 minutes from now. But thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning into this one, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Engine roars, dirt fires, dust in my eyes. Adrenaline hits fast, life blurs spinning past. Bleachers packed, cheering loud, revving engines proud. Under lights we race, feel the earth's embrace. Friday night, fight the night, tires body gripping tight. Victory slipping sides, under the lights we ignite. Burning rubber speed thrills, blood cold, my spine chills. Raging hearts, dark nights, racers chasing lights. Spinning out, crash, you crawl, life on the edge, one call. Rectify the fall, under the lights stand tall. Friday night, fight the night, tires body gripping tight. Victory slipping sides, under the lights we ignite. Burning rubber speed thrills, blood cold, my spine chills. Raging hearts, dark nights, racers chasing lights. Friday night, fight the night, tires body grip.